was really important that they had black nurses to speak up for the black patients. And that is, I think, most important in what we as nurses did for our people.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, yes, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in.
My name is Marjorie Land. I came to Chapel Hill when I graduated from North Carolina A&T.
My name is Anime Dolores Burnett Hargett.
My name is Vivian Swain Fouché, and I'm a lifelong resident of Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
My name is Carolyn Bragg Jefferson. I started working at UNC in 1959.
In the 1950s, Chapel Hill was very segregated, very. You go to a store, there was a fountain that said colored and white. If you went to UNC hospitals, there was a colored waiting room and a white waiting room.
The hospital, I believe, was about 3 years old at that time. It was a new hospital.
It was small, one building, and the entrance to the hospital is where now, unless it has changed the game recently, the entrance was on the opposite side from the present entrance of UNC Hospital. We knew that we were some of the first black nurses being employed. Actually, the civil rights movement didn't start until we came, after we came.
When I first came to the hospital, it was one of the usual, I'll say, prejudice environments around. For example, what is now the front of the hospital was the back of the hospital. The front of the hospital had big white columns in it. You'd come into the door, and to your right would be a huge sign that said white waiting room. And on the opposite side, there was a sign that said colored waiting room. And those indications were throughout the hospital with water fountains, bathrooms, cafeterias, everything. So it was very different.
It was segregated. We went to the same bathrooms, but that's about all. We ate in different cafeterias. We did not get tickets to the games, applications for tickets to the games, or for information about other services that the university had in our checks, like the white people did.
This big meeting was called, and I went to the meeting because by then I was in a leadership position. I was the only black person in the room, and everybody else in the room was white. When this announcement came that we have to start admitting black patients, and I've thought many times since then, I really would like to have heard what was going on in the heads of the white people who were in the room, but I was sitting there, so they didn't, dare to say anything.
It was really, if you think about Chapel Hill, supposed to be really progressive, yet we felt the sting of segregation. And then to have the black patients segregated, they were not together. So it was important as a nurse to make sure that our people, Black people, got the care that they needed. And that is what is really important. And I even remember at Duke, as a nurse and as an administrator, that we had to step up for our Black people because they were not treated the same. And I remember many arguments that I had as an administrator at Duke about how Black people needed to be treated because we did not respond to the medications the same way. People would give us the medicine too much. Or they would make a diagnosis of schizophrenia without even trying to see. So somebody had to stand up for our people. And I saw myself in that role. And most people will tell you that's what I did.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is that people don't see people as people. If you look beyond the outer layer of skin, we're all the same, basically.
I was recognized by my peers as being an expert psychiatric nurse with excellent leadership qualities. Administration didn't really recognize that or would not admit to that. I tried numerous times for promotions to advance to the head nurse level. Those promotions were denied, but yet I would be asked to orient the new head nurse, who was of course a white female, and that was hard because I was qualified. I was darn good at what I did. But it took somebody else with a voice that could be heard, that could help me be promoted.
There's something about Black women, not to put down Black men, but there's something about Black women that represents for me a resilience. I don't care what you throw at us, we figure out a way to get around it and come out ahead of it. And those of us who don't, it's because they don't have a chance, I think, and maybe don't even know that they could if they would.
Black women are special because, first of all, they nurture, they have compassion, they are interested in helping other people. And, they are the matriarch of the families because it's the women that stand out.
Black girl magic is that there's something special about Black girls, and what we're able to give is very different because I think we give so much of ourselves that there's kind of like a bottomless pit that we never stop giving, never stop giving.
Paved in gold, up where the streets are paved in gold. Oh yes, I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in, and when the sun refused to shine, and when that sun refused to shine, yes, I want to be in that number